I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on the Spotlight Network, we're setting sail with Gizmo Under the Sea. It's an amazing book written by Dr. Kent Murphy. It is a heartwarming story about an adventurous dog whose greatest dream is to explore the ocean depths. This enchanting tale invites readers to dive into a world of underwater wonders alongside Gizmo, combining imagination and a love for exploration. With vibrant storytelling, the Doctor takes us on a journey that's bound to captivate young animal lovers and young adventurers alike. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us once again here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Books to Life Marketing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. Doctor, great to see you on Spotlight. Thanks for joining me again today.
Yeah, great to see you again, Logan.
The
Really
story
excited about this opportunity to talk about the latest Gizmo book. It's really special.
is really special, and I think that children just connect easily with Gizmo because he's a unique dog based on a real life dog, as I recall, a Yorkshire Terrier.
Yeah, he was a Yorkshire Terrier that was born high in the mountains of Colorado
Mhm.
and became part of my life. I was injured some years ago and uh, ended up in a wheelchair, and he was almost like a therapy dog and just an amazing animal.
Yeah, yeah. Every now and then you get a dog. They're all wonderful, but every now and then you get one they have a special connection with. And
Yeah.
that's like your forever dog. I have a dog like that named Shadow. Got a lot of great dogs, but Shadow was my dog. So Gizmo was your dog, and he was the inspiration for these stories. Gizmo, of course, living in Colorado, did not do a lot of deep sea diving, but that's the wonder of the imagination, right?
Well, that's what he was wanting to do. He'd seen Colorado and he wanted to get into the ocean and see all the different wonders that are to be had, the different animals in particular, and just the depths of the ocean all the way down into the Marianas Trench and learn a little bit about the ecology of the ocean and what we're doing to try to clean it up, and are we doing a good job cleaning it up, or are we polluting it? What's going on with the ocean? So there's an ecology message in there as well.
So it's more than just entertaining children, it's informing them about their planet, about the waters, about the ocean, and I think that's great work as well. Let's give the folks an overview of the story. Tell us about
Yeah,
Gizmo's
so
underwater adventure.
so Gizmo, in the first book, My Little Gizmo, that's a book that's aimed at children probably from the ages of about 1.5 to 4. And it's a great book to introduce them to reading. And it's a book that they can learn to read and become enamored with Gizmo, the character. But I had a lot of requests for other books with Gizmo in a light that would be better for older children. And so Gizmo in Space came next. And then this latest book is called Gizmo Under the Sea. And I would say that Gizmo in Space and Gizmo Under the Sea are good for kids probably from the ages of about 3 to 10. And the reason I think that they have such a good broad range of age is that there's kind of something in there for every child. The illustrations are magnificent. We searched the world using a company called Fiverr, and this latest book, Gizmo Under the Sea, was illustrated by a wonderful guy from Serbia who I've got a copy of the cover right here that I can show you that you can see that it's really,
It's beautiful. It's
yeah,
colorful.
it's just
It enhances
beautiful
the
work.
story. Yeah.
And he does all the animals. There are about 40 different animals that Gizmo learns about in the course of going into the ocean.
Amazing.
Um, but so many books have a very narrow range of who would be interested. And the reason why this one expands out to the older kids that are like 7, 8, 9, 10 is that there's a lot of science in these books, but it's presented in a way that's very understandable. So you might be a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, reading the book with your parent, beginning to learn some science and something about the animals and where they live and what they eat and how big they are and that kind of thing. How deep can they swim and what do they hunt for? But then as you get older, you're also learning more about the actual ecology of the ocean and the animals themselves and just seeing, their habitats and where they live in the world and why are they there and are there other places that they live. So I don't see that too often in the child book industry. It seems like the children's books are very narrow.
Yeah.
These books are broad. These are books that are great, for Christmas gifts. They're great to bring to a baby shower. They're great to, for a grandparent or a parent to sit down or an older sibling to sit down with a younger child and just go through it with them before bed. So I think that they're gonna have a broad range of appeal.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot to unpack in the story, and having a parent read the book to a child, I think one, it obviously is a bonding opportunity, but it's also a great time to provoke a conversation about, being environmentally friendly, about being aware of the ecology. I think that there's a lot for children to learn, no doubt, and Gizmo is a great ambassador to do that. There are how many in Gizmo books now?
There's three. There's My Little Gizmo,
Mhm.
which introduces Gizmo as a young puppy when he was born and begins to grow up in Colorado so that kids will understand who Gizmo is. There's Gizmo in Space, and there's some pretty advanced things in Gizmo in Space. It talks about the Webb Space Telescope and the things that we can see and the planets and how big the planets are and what's on the planets, how cold or how hot the planets are, the order of the planets. I mean, it really, but it does it in such a um, entertaining and low-key way that I don't think kids even know they're learning science. I think they're
Exactly.
just enjoying what they are.
Yeah. And that's a great gift to make it so palatable that children enjoy it, embrace the story, don't realize they're learning at the same time because they feel like it's a lecture, they might shut down. It's an adventure, they're all ears, all eyes, and ready to listen. Are you working on a fourth Gizmo book?
Yeah, actually, we have two more Gizmo books that are now in the works. Haven't decided on the titles yet, but there's going to be some real changes. Gizmo's going to get a new partner in adventure.
Mhm.
Gizmo is really becoming an explorer and an adventurer, and so he's going to go all over the world. And his new partner is going to be a squirrel named Tuffy.
Uh,
And so Gizmo and Tuffy the squirrel are going to go all over the world, from the top of Mount Everest to the Congo and the Amazon and the rainforests of Costa Rica. And so those next two books are coming up. And what I really think is that you kind of had Dora the Explorer.
mhm.
Well, I think now we've kind of started a thing called Gizmo the Adventurer.
Yeah.
And Dora was great for, much younger kids, but Gizmo could be every bit of what Dora the Explorer was, but for kids that are a little older and able to process maybe a little bit more about the
Exactly.
science.
I feel it's time to get another character like Gizmo out there. So hopefully Nickelodeon or Hulu or Amazon or Netflix takes a look at your books because they're fantastic. They're great stories. Like you said, they have multiple depths to them as far as information and facts go. So yeah, it's time to. I think Dora the Explorer is aging out. I think it's time to replace her with Gizmo. I think that would be a good thing, without a doubt. I think children really relate to it, and I think they really like the dog. I mean, like I said, I think animal children really relate to animals, so I think it would be a terrific, terrific series. Wonderful, wonderful. And what's been your reaction when you've read this latest Gizmo books to kids? Have you had a chance to do that yet?
Yeah. I've been invited to some libraries and classrooms and friends and have bought them and then have turned other people onto them. And but it's a little bit of a slow progress being a self-published author. And so working with a couple of different companies to try to get in with maybe some bigger publishers like Harper Row or Macmillan or something like that. So hopefully somebody from, a major publisher will be watching Spotlight and
Great.
pick up a copy of the book and or get in touch with me and, that we could talk about that. But I think Gizmo, um, just like Dora the Explorer went on TV and had different series. I mean, the Gizmo books really lend themselves to taking a couple of pages at a time and
Hmm.
creating maybe a 20-minute, um, animated segment where, one segment could be about sharks,
Yeah.
or one segment could be about polar bears and penguins. Um, I also think that he is so adorable. I mean, the way he came out, the way he was drawn as an original character, that he and Tuffy would be just the fantastic Christmas gift for the younger child, as stuffed animals.
I agree. I agree. And I think you're going in the right direction with marketing there, that you have the merchandise, the stuffed animals, you have the books, a video series. I think this is, a complete storyline that's ready to go. So hopefully somebody is watching out there today and takes a look at Gizmo. There are 3 books so far. There's going to be as many as 5 or more coming
Yeah.
up. The book we've been focusing on mainly today is called Gizmo Under the Sea. It is a heartwarming story about a beautiful, adventurous dog whose greatest dream is to explore the depths of the ocean. It is an enchanting tale that invites young readers to dive into a world of underwater wonders alongside Gizmo, combining imagination and a love for exploration. It is a great series of books. They are highly recommended. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Logan. And I think what you guys are doing is a really great service. And I hope that, a lot of people inside and outside of the industry will take the time to listen to you because you have a good way of really putting it out there so that it's very enchanting and understandable. So have a great day.
I appreciate that. From a master storyteller, I take that as a great compliment. So thank you so much. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time until next time on Spotlight.